We're basically swimming in a sea of digital images. They're everywhere. Our memories, our news, our evidence. But in this digital ocean, how can we really know what's real and what's not? Today, we're going to dive into the surprising science behind spotting fake photos and explore what happens when even the most powerful technology hits a wall.
So let me ask you directly. Just think about all the images you scroll past every single day. Do you trust your gut? Do you think you have a good eye for telling when a picture's been manipulated? Most of us are pretty sure we do.
All right, let's just jump right in with a little test. Take a good look at this image. What does your gut tell you? Is it an authentic, untouched photo, or has something been changed? Take a second. Got your answer? Okay, hold on to that thought.
Now, whatever you decided about that last photo, you probably felt pretty sure about it. We all do. We have this built-in trust in our own perception. But for years, the forensic community has had this nagging suspicion that our confidence is, well, let's just say it's seriously misplaced.
So, what happens when we actually put that confidence under the microscope? Let's move away from gut feelings and look at some hard data and see what a huge study on this exact question found out. The results are, well, they're pretty eye-opening. And this brings us to our first big point. Our own eyes, far from being these perfect lie detectors we think they are often incredibly unreliable witnesses. To test this, researchers ran a massive online study. They gathered over 17,000 individual answers from almost 400 people, all of them trying to decide if a bunch of different images were real or faked. This wasn't some small sample size. This was a deep dive into how we all see things. And this slide, it visualizes our mistakes perfectly. It's a heat map that shows exactly where people clicked when they thought an image was a forgery. Those bright spots are where everybody's attention went. The problem? Well, as you can see, they were often looking in completely the wrong spot, distracted by something that looked weird, while the actual subtle change went totally unnoticed.
So why are we so bad at this? The study found some fascinating reasons. A lot of the time, people were just fooled by normal stuff, like lens flare or weird exposure. Or after staring at an image for a while, they felt like they had to find something wrong, so they just guess. Other people got tripped up by context. They thought a scene just felt wrong. Or they'd rely on social biases, deciding a photo was fake simply because they didn't believe two particular people would ever be seen together. It was our biases making the call, not our eyes. Look, the takeaway from the research is direct and it's unambiguous. Whether we're talking about really sophisticated fakes or just simple edits, we humans are, by and large, very easily fooled. Our intuition is just not the reliable tool we think it is. Okay, so if our own eyes can't be trusted, who do we turn to? Well, this is where the digital detectives come in. It's a whole scientific field designed to pick up the trail right where our own perception gives up. It's called digital image forensics, or DIF for short. And you can think of it as treating images like a kind of currency. For that currency to have any value, we need a reliable way to make sure it's authentic and not a counterfeit. Honestly, the easiest way to wrap your head around it is this. It's just like crime scene investigation, but the evidence isn't fingerprints or stray hairs. It's pixels, it's compression artifacts, and it's all the hidden data that gets left behind. These analysts are looking for the digital clues that editing tools leave behind. And this is a brilliant illustration of their process. Investigators use something called the Forensic Discovery Scale, or FD scale. It's really just a step-by-step way of building knowledge. They start at FD1, just asking, is this image native, straight from a camera, or has it been resaved? Then they move to FD2, trying to pinpoint where a change was made. At F3, they figure out what kind of change it was, like splicing two photos together. And the holy grail, FD4, is identifying the exact tool used, like Photoshop's clone stamp. So it sounds like we have a problem. Our very fallible eyes. And a perfect solution, powerful forensic technology. Case closed, right? Well, this is where our story takes a really fascinating and much, much deeper turn. I mean, with all of these sophisticated tools and scales, you would think we could finally just feed any image into a machine and get a simple binary answer back, real or fake, right? It seems like the logical end goal of all this science. But the answer, surprisingly, is not really. Because the biggest challenge here isn't a technical one. The problem isn't the technology, it's the very question that we're asking. It's actually a crisis of definition. Which brings us to the absolute core of the issue. There's this thought experiment from the research called the DIF oracle, and it reveals this profound philosophical problem sitting right at the heart of digital forensics. Imagine this. You're in a courtroom. A judge needs to make a ruling on a piece of photo evidence. So she turns to the ultimate expert, the DIF oracle, a perfect, all-knowing system, and she asks the simplest, most direct question you can think of. Is this image real or fake? But the all-knowing oracle doesn't just give a yes or no. Instead, it asks a question right back. What do you consider to be a real or a fake image, Your Honor? And boom, without one question, the entire problem gets turned on its head. The burden of proof is no longer on the technology, but on our own definition of reality. And the oracle's reasoning is pretty profound. It argues that, first off, no image is truly reality. It's just a projection of it. A photo isn't a frozen instant in time. It's an exposure. It's an average of all the light captured over a certain duration. And maybe the most mind-bending part, an infinite number of completely different real-world scenes could theoretically create the exact same two-dimensional image. It's not a unique fingerprint of a single moment.
So here's the crucial point. The oracle concludes that to answer the judge's simple question, to truly know if an image perfectly matches a single real event, you would need more than just the image file. You would need the impossible. You would need access to the past itself.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. The question, is it real or fake, isn't a technical problem. It's a human one. It's a question of language, of context, of meaning. It's a philosophical puzzle that no algorithm, no matter how smart, can ever solve on its own.
So we're left with this huge, lingering question. We've learned we can't always trust our eyes, and we've learned that even our best technology has these profound limits. So if our tools can't even tell us if an image is true, what does that mean for our shared sense of reality? If technology can't define what's real, what can?